All right, Doc. You were talking about the spaying and neutering also assists with behavioral issues. What kind of issues are we speaking about?
Oh, I mean, it varies. First of all, libido, right? You know what that is?
Is that like this band that used to play back in the 70s?
No. It's your sexual drive.
Libido.
Wow. Oh, you age yourself. You age yourself.
Oh, not yet. I have to go way back further than that.
We're talking about excessive humping, right? Gotcha. So whether it's the real deal, right? I'm looking for something that got the other organ that I want to get on top of, or inanimate objects, or the air. Either way, it caused a lot of stress and tension on two parts.
Ghost masturbation. That's what I'm going to call that. Ghost masturbation. I came up with the word. I am going to copyright that. It's mine.
I don't know.
Don't use it. Ghost masturbation.
I don't know if we can put that on social media.
Why can't we? Ghost.
We're going to find out if we get blocked because you want to use the word ghost masturbation.
But it is, right? You said that they're doing all kinds of inanimate things. I bet you guys are going to be surprised that it's not just the boys doing it.
Yeah, women do it.
It's never just been the boys doing it. They just haven't told you about it.
Females do it too.
Yeah, they too.
They do. But if you humping me, we got a problem. That's what it is.
Because your wife could be mad. Oh, you talking about something? You got to keep it pace for me. You got to keep me on track.
Okay. So it's an inanimate object like the favorite stuffed animal, right?
Got you. The blanket.
Or the blanket. Number one, blanket. The sock. Look here. Look, we go off for endless examples. But the key point.
Pillow, and you don't know. You don't know. It waits until you leave, and it jumps on your bed and does your pillow. Not just one time, twice a day.
Look, multiple times.
Multiple times.
So most owners, here's what I get. A lot of owners think it's so cute. Oh my God, he's having a good time. He's doing his thing. It can be on your kids too as you're growing older, right? And that humping can start as early as 4 to 6 months. So that's what I talked about when we're going to neuter them. But behavior-wise, marking up your house, humping things. Humping is humping. If I'm hitting a towel, it's like ghost masturbating.
Ghost masturbation.
But it's on sandpaper assistance. Yeah.
Sandpaper.
Yeah. It's not stuffed animals and cotton, pretty rough. Yeah. So you have a lot of abrasions, right, that come out. You did your thing. You got pleasured. Served its purpose.
Maybe.
Everyone's happy thinking it's cute. And you jizzed on the situation. And now I'm dealing with micro cuts to my very sensitive penis. So what do I do as the pet? I'm going to put my mouth on it, which we talked about is the number one disease. How often do you brush your dog's teeth?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me something else.
Exactly. So now, I did it. So now you're putting that mouth on that penis that goes right back in its sheath where it's all moist and condensed and irritated and it gets infected.
Ready for infection.
That's right. So you're setting them up for a urinary tract infection or a penile infection, whatever comes first. Number two, all that humping, multiple times a day. They're humping like this, right? They're going to break their back. They literally wear their back out.
No. Yes. You've seen a dog that has air masturbated to the point that it broke its back?
The owner refused to let me neuter this animal for 5 years until it finally had enough back problems. I said, if you don't let me take this, he's going to kill himself. He's going to literally break his back. So we have a condition called intervertebral disc disease, where it's like a disc herniation compressed because you just keep getting it on the same corner every time, multiple times a day. That adds up. You do the math.
That dog needs a job.
That is his job.
He get paid?
He's too good. He's so good at it, he's breaking his back.
Breaking his back. Literally breaking his back.
So you got to be careful with that. And of course, marking up your house. No one wants to come into a pissy house, right? And, it takes a lot of training to really, if you have testicles, a dog intact, get them trained up because they're going to do stuff because they just can't help it. They're territorial. They're going to say, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. We talked about other issues like hit by cars.
Yeah, litter. Like they go out, they're gonna impregnate theirs.
Hey, Dad, I love you, Mom. You're cool, but look, I smell this female in heat a couple miles away. The moment you leave that crack door open, or the kids, I'm out of there. And guess what? Car versus poncho, who wins? Car or truck.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
My number one situation.
Every time.
So be careful.
Then they also spread disease, right?
All day.
When all this is happening.
Well, you have to think about stray animals. I had an unwanted litter. I got in with this little hoozy down the street, little floozy. She's pregnant. She happened to deliver. You think she's getting best care? Absolutely not. Those puppies are going to wander off eventually. You got to vaccinate them because certain diseases, like most people are very familiar with, is parvovirus. You get this from fecal poop, oral, mouth contamination. The poop's on the ground, that's infected in your yard.
All of us know a dog that's eating poop.
You don't even have to eat the poop. That's my point. The virus.
You just have to smell it.
No, listen.
You don't even have to smell it.
I got this.
Okay, you got
this is important. The poop is infected with the virus. Even if you live in a big fancy HOA, doesn't matter. Poop's removed, the virus sits on that surface area for years. It's highly resistant to high temperatures, very resistant to cold temperatures, so you see regional, it's a problem. You walk your innocent puppy thinking it was okay, domesticated. In this area, you think everything's clean because you live in a fancy HOA and they picked up the poop for you. And guess who's infected now? Your dog stepped in it, licked his paws, infected, fecal oral. Your puppy put his nose in it, licked his nose, infected. It's a virus. So it's going to have a 10 to 14 day incubation period. You won't know your dog was infected until 10 to 14 days later. And it usually comes in the form of vomit diarrhea, lethargy, crash and burn. That easy. Wow. So definitely you want to watch out for that. And that's why we try to really implement spaying and neuter mandates.
Wow.
Come on. Help everybody, the community.
That's a big deal. And I know that when dogs aren't spayed or neutered, back to the neutered part, right? That's the
males. Castration.
Ow! Wish you wouldn't have said that.
Sorry. But you got it. I bet you won't ever say you want to spay my guide dog again.
I probably will.
You probably
will. Probably he will. But I was thinking, like, what happened to this dog and how does this come from not being neutered?
Yeah, we talked about that. You know, it's, let's say this is your domesticated intact male. You got your breeder's license, sure, whatever. Maybe you don't, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, your dog with testicles is a walking, talking, barking target. Okay, other stray dogs who are also intact with no home training, the territorials. Hey, I smell something different. I got beef. I hope you got pasta because I got beef. I'm tearing you up. And you can have the most docile dog and they will just eat him up on his back. Like, hey, don't do that. And you can't help it. So don't let your dog be a target. And if you do have that, just make sure you're very aware of your surroundings. You just want to go off leash with this, right? Because these issues happen. That's probably 10 seconds.
That's
10 seconds.
Is that like a dog fight?
Pit bull come around. Pit bulls can be strong. I'm not trying to stereotype them, but it happens. But a bigger dog come, one grab, couple shakes, 10 seconds will feel like an eternity. Trying to get them apart, and you got to deal with the damage.
You also, like, this might have been a situation where the dog got out, right? Because you're probably going out roaming
the streets,
trying to find some happy time.
Yeah, and instead of happy time, I found some other territorial pheromone that I didn't like. I got time today. I'm still looking for that other situation. Ain't found it. I found you first. I got time today.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
it
bad.
Happens all the time. Bad. And again, that's my number one hit by car. 99.9% of my hit by cars are intact males. Happens all the time. All right.
It's a lot to think about.
I know.
That's a lot to think about. And all, again,
can be avoided. Can be avoided.
If you just think about spay and neuter.
Yeah, man. So just pick your battles, but also understand what you're signing up for. And I'm going to just throw this out there, too. If you do decide to keep male or female parts of any origin, do your research in Nevada for our state and do it for your own. And also get pet insurance because you're setting up for a lot of failures. And financial responsibility are inevitable or the pet suffers. So just you really got to understand what you signed up for and why.
Keep that in mind.